2009 Gear Up Our Kids campaign kicked off in full steam early this year and in association with Let's Play, Mr. Price and Mr. Price Sport managed to collect an array of sporting equipment throughout the country. We start off in Johannesburg with SuperSport's Vaughan Bishop.
Let's Play has had three main pillars of focus this particular year, and that has been upskilling communities where Let's Play is involved, increasing sports participation, as well as giving to children that don't have. And that's where the Gear Up Our Kids campaign with Mr. Price Red Cap Foundation, as well as Greater Good South Africa, comes in. Over the last 6 weeks or so, we've asked for South Africans to donate obsolete sporting equipment and donate it at any Mr. Price store or any Mr. Price sports store. And today, we are handing over a whole bunch of sporting equipment that has been donated to a particular beneficiary. Let's hear more about that right now. Now, Stuart Miller, you're a beneficiary of the Gear Up Our Kids campaign. Tell us a little bit more about the program and who the beneficiaries are actually going to be of the equipment that's been donated.
Our program targets orphan and vulnerable children, mainly. And what we try and do is we try and use sport as a mechanism for development. It's a concept that's used globally, particularly I think in Africa. But it's got to be more encompassing than that. It's more holistic. So we incorporate the life skills, which everyone talks about, but in-house life skills. In other words, the life skills that are applicable in the areas in which we operate. Those areas include Deep Slurt, Orange Farm, Soweto, Alex, Hillbrow, Delft in the Cape, and Impileni in the Cape as well. It's a program that is going to be initiated and launched in Gauteng in a pilot phase that will then use that pilot phase to iron out the difficulties and the monitoring and evaluation process, and eventually hoping next year, maybe early next year, if we're fortunate enough, to start rolling it out in the Cape, and then from there start developing it nationally. And the idea is to structure a network of organizations, not necessarily organizations, but structures that will work together towards the development of youth.
Okay, Stuart, now you can see behind you there's a whole lot of hockey sticks and tennis rackets and cricket equipment, etc. Tell us more about how many kids you have involved in your program and what the age groups are.
At each center we try and target, at the moment I think there are roughly about 250 in each of the centers, roughly. We're going to try and improve upon that and try and push up slowly to 350 and eventually try and make them centers that will really cover the whole area in which we operate, around about 500 odd kids. And then one or two stars that start shining, then we take them to the next level where an academy structure will also facilitate their further development, either into the professional leagues if it's soccer, or into track, off-road, mountain biking, or even BMX. We've now got that young gentleman who's now doing so well.
Amanda Blankfield, thanks for being with us here today. You're going to be sharing in the goodies that have been donated, all the sporting equipment. Tell us a little bit more about the relationship or the partnership that you have with Stuart Miller.
We work with youth and orphans and vulnerable children in township areas. One of the programs that we offer is sports related, so we have two sections to that. We work with Soseletso for age 2 to 10, and that's with Stuart Miller and Thomas Saole. And we're also working with Amatole, which is Stuart Miller, and that's for age 11 to 18. So how that fits in is that we do early childhood and youth development services, and we want to encourage children to have help-seeking behavior so that they don't get involved in drugs and crime and all of those negative instances. We try and encourage them to be healthy, to be positive, to work towards a goal, which is how sport comes in. So we're very excited about the partnership, and we're very excited about the donation that has now come into to help us with this program. So thank you very much.
The equipment that's been donated, how is that actually going to benefit the children? Give us some of the detail in that respect.
Well, we definitely need equipment. Without equipment, we can't do most of the programs. The children don't have money to buy tennis rackets and cricket bats and anything like that. So whatever we get is very useful, and we will use them in the programs. And then also, obviously, as time goes on, we'll need more equipment because the programs will grow. But for now, this is a great start. Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Let's Play.
Our next stop was Cape Town, where Sentinel board riders were the chosen recipients of the collected sporting items. They are a pilot non-profit community organization that brings together a wide variety of positive lifestyle activities in Hout Bay to try and enhance the futures of the local youth. Reports from the organization show that there is a great need for sporting equipment, as many young people from low-income communities in this area cannot afford any sport equipment, be it used or new.
Sentinel Board Ride is basically, it's a youth-driven project for youth from all backgrounds, basically to create as many opportunities for present-day youth so that they can learn and have understanding of what's in store for them for future and things like that, you know. So basically trying to facilitate as much opportunities and so kids can see all different aspects to life and really just enjoy life, have fun, and know that, yeah, there's a lot of good things out there to do, you know. We're so grateful for all the little bits and bobs and the nice sporting equipment that's been donated. For us, it gives us extra opportunities, extra equipment and things like that. So now, for instance, before we couldn't do golf, now we can teach kids some golf. We've got some nice pads for the skating, things like that, some running shoes. We can take kids for tennis lessons and things like that as well. So I'm sure they're going to be really stoked when we rock up with a car full of goodies for them. And yeah, it's going to be really well utilized, you know.
From Cape Town, we headed to St. Francis Primary School in Durban. We were met by the very excited and appreciative principal of the school. He explains how much this contribution means to the school.
Our children are very actively involved in sport. At the moment, we have 5 major codes of sport. Cricket is the leading sport, followed by soccer and netball. And to a lesser extent, we play volleyball and baseball. And all our children participate in sport once a week, that's on Thursday. But mainly the bigger children, those who can remain behind, they play sport every day of the week. This is going to be a completely new experience in the sporting field. The children from the indigent environment are mainly used to soccer. And cricket is, as I said, a big thing in the Indian community. And now it's catching on with our black children because of the rapport that they have with our Indian children. But when it comes to tennis and rugby and hockey, especially rugby and hockey is going to be entirely new. Some of our children might not even know what a hockey stick looks like. But this is going to be a real challenge for our children, and they're going to be very enthusiastic.
Launched in December 2007, the Gear Up Our Kids campaign encouraged the public to donate their used sporting equipment at all Mr. Price sports stores across the country. This year's campaign managed to generate a total of 1,297 sport items. This achievement was made possible with the partnership between Mr. Price Sport, Red Cap Foundation and Let's Play. The kids of A.M. Mula Spesnova School are one of the schools benefiting through this project. Natasha Ambrosia from the Red Cap Foundation tells us more.
Red Cap Foundation is a non-profit organization. It was established by Mr. Price Group to basically carry out the social development activities for Mr. Price Group. So we're a separate entity. We get funding from Mr. Price Group, and basically with that funding we spend it on projects to uplift particularly children, and we focus on education. Well, we have a couple of different projects where we actually work in schools. One of the projects particularly is very close to what we're doing today, where we're assisting schools in physical education and sport. The Red Cap Foundation and Mr. Price have been involved in the Gear Up Our Kids campaign with SuperSport and Let's Play for the past 3 years now. And basically what we do is we appeal to the public of South Africa to come and donate usable second-hand equipment and actually take it to any of the Mr. Price and Mr. Price sports stores, and they can leave it with our staff. And we collect all of that, and then from there we actually then donate it out to charitable organizations as well as schools who could benefit from sports equipment.
Next time on Let's Play, we meet up with Laser Group, one of Let's Play's newest distribution partners. Plus, we visit the Panorama Football Club for some soccer action with the under-10s.